So we find ourselves in the basement again, at the start of another project, another board, actually a custom board. So I knocked out the aromatic cedar board the other day as a test, just for fun. It was a good test, I enjoyed it. The Pasco board that I cut up into an end grain board after remaking a board and sending it to him, that is actually there. It's done. I added feet to it last night, and one of the screws snapped, so that's sitting, and I don't know what to do about it, and it's quite frankly pissing me off because it's right flush with the board. So I'm avoiding that by starting this other project that I need to do. So let's give a quick bit of background on this. One, did you see the new logo? I've decided to rebrand these videos as a by themselves, so different titles rather than the other ones. So this board is for a friend of mine from Connecticut. And when I say a friend of mine, I mean someone I went to school with. So we've known each other, although we lost contact for a while, for a great many years. He's an expat like me. He lives in America, I live in Canada. And he is a bloody good cook. Here's some of his food. Like, he's a good guy, and he does work with a professional chef, although he's not a chef. But he asked me to make him a board. And we've gone back and forth. He doesn't want anything too bright. He likes some of these boards up here. And he's pretty much given me free rein to do what I want with it. But I'm not comfortable with that because he's paying me. Even though I did ask for a fucking discount, the cheeky prick. He did. I'm not comfortable with that because he has to live with it and he's paying me to do work. So I'm going to do what I did before. Is I'm going to pick boards now, put them here. This is the first part of this. I'm just going to pick some boards. Then today's Thursday. Tomorrow, probably lunchtime. Some of the wood I get from KJP. Some of it's 2S. Some of it seems to be almost like 4S in some cases. Some is quite flat, so I won't have to do too much processing. But anything that needs to get processed, I'll process, or I'll joint and I'll plane it. And if I'm planing a board, I'm going to have to plane everything. But most of the wood I've got, which is 120 board feet, is 1 inch thick of different board sizes. So what I'm thinking, I don't think we're not going to go Purple Heart. I do have a little bit of Purple Heart left. That's a good point. Yeah, I do have a little bit of Purple Heart left, as in one board. Sorry for the noise. You know what's annoying is I build a station and I put my tape measure on it, and I buy different tape measures so they stay where they should be, and it's not there. I'm going to have to start Adam Savaging. So this is a 20 inch by 7.5, so I can get something out of that for this. Maybe it's just accent pieces, not as the main thing. I couldn't do it as a main thing because it wouldn't work. Purple Heart, in case you've never worked with it, I now need to take both the blades off of my chop saw and my table saw because this is the world's hardest, heaviest wood, and they're both blunt now from cutting Purple Heart. So that needs to get done. So I'm thinking Purple Heart maybe for some accent pieces. I'm definitely thinking cherry, black limber, walnut, Paduke, but not too much Padauk. He doesn't want too bright. So let's grab. I've got aromatic cedar as well, but that's a bit hit and miss, and it does go very pink, and he doesn't really want too much pink. Although the purple is purple, but purple when you get it right and it goes dark, although you can never tell if it's going to do what you want it to do when you oil it, we don't know. So we got a piece of purple heart. Let's get some cherry. Got this lovely piece of cherry, which is probably going to be a foot. No, these guys, 4 foot. This is a 4 foot by like 6. Oh, 4 foot by 8, which is overkill for a board, but I think we can get that down. And looking at it, just from the feel of it, this board is pretty damn, yeah, this board is square, so I don't even have to put this through anything. So this is like cool. I don't have to put this through the joiner. It's already got a square edge on it. It's already got a flat face on it. I can just rip this. But this is where we come into some problems. Well, not so much problems. No, it's not problems. I'm like, if the boards are different thicknesses, it doesn't really matter because I'm always going to cut them at the same length anyway, or the same thing. Right, so that's our cherry. So we've got purple heart cherry. I think we're going to need... I've got 2 types of walnut. I've got Peruvian walnut and I've got, right, let's get some walnut. Right, we've got 2 walnuts. Let's check out this first one. Looks like it's got a bit of a bend on it and it does need to go through. It's going to need to go through a plane. No, square as you like. So that's one type of walnut we're going to use. I don't like that roughness, but as we're going to be somewhere here, I'm not worried. And then this is a different type of walnut, which looks like it's got a bit of a fucking bend in it, but it's a completely different colour. It might be quite hard to see, but it is a different colour. Yeah, it's got a real giggling, real on that one. So maybe the purple heart gets thrown out for this one. We're gonna go cherry, walnut, 2 different types of walnut, and then limber and Padauk. Of course, we're not using these full boards for this thing. I think I can't remember, was it, he wants 20 by 18? So that shouldn't be so bad. Right, we need some limber and we need some Padauk. Now, we don't want it too funky. This is Padauk. What are we looking like for this? Yeah, we're looking bloody... I love Padauk. This shit stays straight. We ain't going to need too much of this Padauk. Now the limber is interesting. The limber has some very interesting figuring. On this board, and more so on this rather bent, horrible board. It's got a bit of yellow in it, which is kind of funky. I'm wondering if we do. It's not going to be a book match. I'm thinking about maybe of switching these out. Right, these ones with the yellow splashes in them. I'm gonna have to. Right, these are going to be for a different project. But the limber, I think I'm going to do a kind of weird, different project. I'm already getting ahead of them. Oh, this is okay. It's got yellow on the side on that one. Ah, okay. Now we are going to use that. Right, and that sucks. I want to use that piece. This has got this yellow figuring through the middle. So we're definitely going to keep this. And I think when I cut, because of this, when I cut the strips, because it's all going to be on end, we might get some really funky funky yellow splashes through it, which would be quite nice with the Padauk highlight. But these boards are bent as a 10-bob bit. Yeah, they're absolutely cack-eyed. I don't want to process this too much because one, more work. But I'm thinking, even if it is a bit bent, if I can still get it down to size, which is 2 foot, get it down to 2 foot, mark it, go through, pick this. Well, I don't want to pick the sections. I'll probably go end, middle. I don't need to go 2 foot. I want 20 something. See, this bit's right in the middle, so it's a bit of a pain because you end up with this thing and you've got this rough bit. Whereas this bit's quite nice. Can I get it out of that? Yeah, just. And this is the joy. This one here, I can easily get 2 foot out of it with the yellow on it. So stay tuned. New project. It's called the Ford. This one's going to be called the Ford board because it's for Ford, Mr. Ford. So Padauk, limber, 2 different types of walnut, and some cherry. I'll start getting this processed, and you'll see me processing it. Hopefully I don't have to do too much. There's a lot of boards I've just got in that I need to process 100%, split to 2 foot, and basically S4S it, which is surface 4 sides to make sure all of my boards are flat. But the problem with doing that, and I'm going to normally okay, let me back up. Normally what I would do is process all of my wood so it's all the same thickness. All I've got to do is just chop it up when I need it. This is a custom board for someone, so I'm not going to process all of the wood. I'm just going to process the wood that I actually need, and I'm going to try and do as little processing as possible to try and keep the thickness that I want. Does that make sense? Stay tuned. We'll figure it out. Or I'll figure it out. And you can watch me figure it out. Peace. Take care. Oh, bye-bye. Right, it's 4:15 on a Friday. Got new box chalk, and it's time to start on the Ford board. So my week is done. Well, that's fucking annoying. The other box of chalk's got a hand tag, and this one doesn't have a hand tag on it. Well, that's annoying. Right. So, yeah, 4:20 on a Friday. It's time to cut this wood up and start work is apparently still banging. So, sorry, I do have to pay the bills. We're going to rip these boards down Um, and I need to make a note. So I've actually, I have an old board. Well, boss is going to shout at me by the look of it. So I've decided to instigate an order board. So I'm so busy, I should keep track of this. So done. That was easy. I do actually keep notes on stuff, and it's upstairs on a separate piece of paper. So what I need to do is obviously look at my messages from this font and see what it was. I believe it was 20 by 18 by 1.5, and I'm gonna just double check. Yeah, 20 by 15 by 1.25. Right. 20 x 15 x 1.25. Right. So I've updated the board. So Ford, 20 by 15 by 1.25. It's probably going to be more like 20 by 18 by 1.5. Let me figure out what my boss wants, and then we'll get down to ripping wood. Give me a second. Well, that took slightly longer than I expected. Right, where was I? Listen to Northern. Canadian friend. Right, Ford board, 20 by 15 by 1.25. Let's get to ripping, shall we? Let's go. Right. So that is black limber, 2 types of walnut, Bouduc and cherry, already surfaced, ready to rock and roll upon the table saw. I am going to get a beer before I start the next step, which will be cutting all of this shit down into smaller pieces. Stay tuned. I wasn't recording. That's stupid. Cheers. Low from Northern goes hard for prog rock. Let's get these boards cut down to size. Minor note. Mr. Ford's board wants to be 1.25 inches, so I'm cutting 1.75 inches because I do have to glue this millet, and I'm aiming for just over 1.5 inches, give or take. Right, you can probably hear me. Now I can hear myself think. So we have got 3 bits of purple heart. 3 purple limber. I made a new wood up. Some really nice bits of black limber that look sick. So we've got 8 of those. 8 Paduke, 6 of one walnut, and then 8 of another walnut and 8 of cherry. Obviously, I'm not going to charge Mr. Ford for all of this wood because he only wants a board that's 20 by 15 by 1.25 inches. But now I've got options. So this is where the design starts. And this is where I have to think, because some of this wood's going to have to get ripped thinner for accent pieces. So I'm thinking. I'm trying to think. I think I'm going to go with the symmetrical design. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip two of these pieces down. I'm going to rip 2 of each down, I think. And I'm going to do it in a way that it goes wide to thin and thick. Wide to thin and thin to thick, but in an alternating design. So I'm going to rip 2 of these down, probably because they are just under 1 inch. I'm going to split it quarter, whatever. And I'm going to do the same for the cherry, 1 of each piece, except these guys. If you look at these guys, they've got this fucking sick yellow on the outside. So you have to kind of go through and pick your wood. I wish I had 2 bits with this yellow streaking on it. So what I might do, the streak comes all the way up here. I think I'm going to split this in the middle and hope that I get more of a yellow streak out of it. And I'm going to split, doesn't have any yellow. I'm going to split that guy as well. Not that it's got any yellow in it, but it's got a nice dark grain to it. So that's it for my black limber. The black limber can stay. Ooh, that's got yellow in it. No, not doing that one. I was excited for a second there. Not going to happen. I'm going to split 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. Let's actually move this because I have to get cut anyway. Then I took Paduke, right? Paduke's good. This I've got. This I've got. There was a knot, in case you saw something fly up and hit me in the face. There was a knot in one of the pieces of wood. More by luck than judgment, because we're going. Lost my tape measure again. With this knot, and I'm not going to split this piece of wood, I just want to see where the knot is. Ow! Yeah, 21, so we're way over. And that knot kind of just gets... I don't want to split a knotted piece of wood because that can lead to things blowing up in your face. And I don't really fancy getting a trip to A&E today. And this one's going to get done. That was a bit rough. Where's the glue? Oh, glue, okay. We'll split these 2. And then for cherry, we'll try and pick something that actually... The cherry's got an interesting colour. This almost goes... These 2 are almost white. They're a different shade. Other side? Okay, other side's about the same. I will split these because then it gives us options to mess around. And then we'll pick a bunch of this to actually make the board out of. Alright, and the question is, do I want to split a piece of purple heart? The problem with ripping a piece of purple heart is it's bloody hard wood. Although you'll see the light go off in the video where I tripped a fuse, because even the Paducah is pretty hard as well. We're gonna split. Yeah, we'll split 2 purple heart. I've got to be careful with the purple heart because I am pretty much out. This is it for my purple heart, so I have to be careful. And then he comes back and gets the tape measure and goes, how long are these pieces? I know I did the other 20. Oh, they're just over 20. It's getting a bit close. That doesn't give me much wiggle room. Right? I am what? Like they're actually bang on 20. So I can't actually use purple heart in this board because I don't have long enough pieces. Shit. Well, that sucks. Right, no purple heart for you, Ford. Looks like we're gonna have to go with some things. Sorry, buddy. Try my best. I cut it. I won't charge you for the cutting, don't worry. Or will I? Will I gouge him for the extra 15 minutes of work? And then we're going to start designing. Again, I don't need all of this wood for this board. I've got excess. It's easier to cut it all down at the same time than to fuck around and not. There you go. There's your board. I'll just glue this up, done. Easy. Right. I'm going to go walk the dog. Right. Sound's going to be a bit poop because I didn't put a microphone on. I had to get better beer. This stuff is shit. Right. So here's what I'm thinking. This board here, out. Because it's got a bloody knot in it. Which annoys the shit out of me. So we're gonna go 4s actually. Here's what we're doing. We're going 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 on all of this. I know we don't want 4 of these, but we'll see what we look like. So we're going 4s. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. 4. Right. This gives us katonk. I just had my tape measure. This gives us an overall length of 2 foot, which we're going to cut down, and 18.5 inches. He wants 20 by 15 by 1 1/4. Right. So this is where we start eliminating. He doesn't want too much. Right. So we lose these. This gives us 17. Okay. I reckon we're going to be about 17 inches. Right. I don't think we need all of this cherry. So okay, we're just going to start tinkering. Let's start tinkering. Let's look at the limber. Limber. Got this great yellow look. What's going on the outside? I think we only need 2 limber here. Right. Drop out a limber. So these 2 will go. So I just have to organise a little bit. These 2 will go out something like this. And then we'll go. Then we're going to go fat cherry. Fat cherry. Most of this wood's going to come back up, I think. Fat cherry, right. Then we've got a limber here and a limber here. So we go fat cherry limber. Then we'll go thinner cherry. Thinner cherry. Right, and those are my 2 thin pieces. Right. Now we're going opposite way round. We're doing a short. Right, here's my thinking. Stay with me. Going limber, thin cherry, medium. Going in right. So that gives us a gradient in on both sides. Don't want to do a fat gradient out. So we're going 1 strip. Oopsie, might want that. 1 strip middle. Out. Then we'll go this as well, which gives us our base. Which means we don't need these right now. Let's go over here. Alright. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go out. Out. Right, so it goes dink dink. What is this? That's walnut. You don't need that either. Right. Then we take the other strips of. Right. So you're going fat in here. You're going fat in here. Oh, there's bunches here. That's a different one. Yeah. Medium. That. Oh, this is gonna. Here goes cherry. This. That. Limber. These are just spare blocks of wood. So. Then we straighten this up and we'll see what it looks like. First we'll check size. Oh, is this? It's got a fucking yellow pop on the side. A little bit yellowy on that side. Huh. The only bit I don't like is this. Why have we got a bit of a weird one? Bit of a weird. I should actually make notes to see how much wood I'm actually fucking using. Right, where's my chalk? One, five. One, 3, 4, 5. I'm having a brain fart. 1, about 1, 3/4. Oh, length. Oh yeah, by length, 24. By 24. Right. So if we look at this, there's Paduke. There's 3 of those. Walnut, there's 1, 2. Walnut 1. Should be 1, 2. 1, 2. 4 of those because they're split. Then the other walnut, 1, 2. Walnut 2, 4. Cherry 1, 2. Cherry 4. And then black limber is 1, 2. Okay, black limber 4. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, that's going to glue fine. We are going to have... No, that's going to glue fine. No, we might have not. We might have a problem here. But I'm not sure if it's because it's too tall. Doesn't matter what this is going to change anyway. It's the joy of customers. Why are you being such a dick? Get yellow splash on the side is going to be sick. I'm actually half tempted to switch these two and Hoink, because then we can split the yellow splashes. I wish it ripped. This is where you take photographs and you send them to the customer. But he's got kids and he's probably having dinner. So he won't get back to me for a bit. So I will go to my computer and I will cost up how much this is actually going to cost. I'll take a photograph of that. Actually, yeah. Dun, dun, dun. So I actually remember it. So here's my thinking. Colourful in the middle. Bang. Badook. Gets thinner. Walnut 1 gets thinner. Walnut 2 gets thinner, wider, and then the limber gets thinner towards the edges. I've not done this, so I don't know, but I think it might look pretty fucking sick. I'm not sure if we want to move more of the light to the middle because it might be a bit dark and then light on the sides, realistically, but like maybe we space the limber out more this way, or we just go bang colour in the middle. It really depends upon the client and what they want. Limber on the outside could be a little bit risky. Like maybe I'll go with the thinner walnut, or inverse the walnut, go thinner, wider, and go walnut on the outside, because I know walnut can take a bit of a beating. Limber's pretty fucking strong as well, but we'll see. I don't know. So that's off to the client. I've sent it to them, and we'll wait and see. Stay tuned. There'll be another episode. Cheers. Good morning and happy Sunday. So, couple of things to do today. My tea's cold. First things first. The Ford board has got the go-ahead for this design. Couple of things have changed, not too much. I felt there was too much orange in the middle, so it goes out wider now. This is my pre-clamp setup, just to make sure there's no massive gaps. So I'm going to get a pencil, write all the numbers for all of these things, and get it onto the glue and get that done. The other thing, which would be a separate video, are these. If you watched when I was cutting these strips, you saw that my table saw bogged down, and if you're close-eyed, you saw that I had a little bit of a kickback on my actual chop saw, which I don't like. Now, I was getting burning and bogging on the table saw. I do need to get a new table saw, but we'll talk about more of this. So, Freud 10-inch thin curve rip 24 tooth blade is going to be going onto the table saw in a different video, so go watch that. And then the chop saw is going to get a ultimate polished finish 12-inch miter, slide miter saw. It says a 12-inch 100-tooth Diablo blade. They are not the most high-end of blades. I understand this. I understand they will dull. But I will upgrade. So the plan, and please go watch the other video, is rip the other blades off the other one. They haven't been sharpened. I've got another blade, I think, over here somewhere. I've got a DeWalt 12-inch 32 tooth that needs to get sharpened as well. So the blades are going to come off, separate video. And then at least I won't burn stuff. So let's get going with numbering this and getting it into glue. I'll talk on and off, but not too much. You know how the videos work, they'll be talking. For anyone that's actually wondering, it's 29 pieces. Now the trick here, there's a lot of bits of wood, so I guess I'm gonna flip and glue, which is not the way I normally do it, but I think this is the only way I can actually manage to do it. There's so much bloody wood. I keep losing my shims, and that was a pickle jar. So now I'm actually putting my shims on. You'll notice that I have the plastic bit that now attaches to my plunge router base. I'm not sure it's doing anything. Probably because I'm an idiot and it's on the wrong side. We'll deal with that in a minute. So this is the forward board. I think it's probably part 4. One side is milled. This is before I chop it down. I've got a couple of little splits here that I have to deal with, but that's nothing too serious. Little diddy one here. The limber that I was oh so excited about on the edges with the yellow bits, if we remember from the other videos, is chipping like a dickhead. So now I'm really regretting that that decision. We'll see. I'll get this. I want to grab a beer. We'll get this flipped over in a minute and get the other side milled, get it down to size, and then I'll run a router bit. I'll run a router on this and see if it comes down and it works. If not, I've made a dreadful error. Yeah, and I'll probably turn that thing around the other side. The other thing I don't like about that, I hate to put a hook or a piece of string up here, is it really makes, if you saw with the action of the normally quite even smoother than before route and plain XL, it's making it a bit one side heavy, and I don't like that, which sucks. So I'm going to grab a bit. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, a different view for you, so it's slightly less boring. Slightly less boring. Okay, let's get back to it. Sit there for a minute. No, you have to turn the board upside down. There's a bit wobbly, oh boy. Well, actually, doesn't help you do it either. Awesome. So that isn't so bad. If you did watch yesterday's review, you'll see that I said that this thing is called a proverbial tank, and it is. Okay. Und Router. Und Punchbase. Down in this, need my shield. If anyone's wondering, this is a 0.32 shim. Doink. Skin passes rather than anything else. No one taking too much material. Now, what is going to annoy me is actually attaching this close. This hose does make it schwunk. bit top heavy. It feels like it's getting cold. I almost want to put a piece of string or a bungee cord or something, but I don't have that option. Okay. Let's just get to it. Don't mind when there's a low spot right here. So this first pass is likely to be a little bit on the weak side. Let's see. Doesn't turn the mic on. Ugh. They say that proof is in the pudding. And the pudding for me is a bloody big roux. Oh, this needs to get milled again. You can't see it, but I can see it. This needs to go down by about another 30 seconds, which is fine. That's what I'm here for. Yeah. It's got a little bit. If I can see daylight underneath it, it's not good enough. Right, so I'm not going to have you watch me mill a third time. I'm just going to get it done. You ever realise that in most of these videos it's just you watching me turn lights on, right? So we're on the Ford board again. Is this Ford board 5? I'm really going through the process with you. Got the size, so I'm better chop it on the chop saw, and then we'll route it and then we'll start sanding. I have a new tool for rolling glue that one of my work colleagues gave me. It's already been defaced. Apparently this is for rectal use only. I don't know what they mean. Let's get to chopping. Need some tunes first though. I think today's going to be Stone Temple Pilots. Core? Let's go core. We'll go core. Right. Let's get some chopping done. Okay, got that. Somebody get me because I'm getting blow back. I do not know. This is a half-inch. And I cannot go any deeper than that, so the choices I've got. Let's go through the choices. This may be a very short video tonight. I could glue it. Glue and clamp it, leave it overnight. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to fill that because it's chunked on me. Right. Could I skim it through the table saw? Yes, I could. I could whack that through the table saw and I'd have to do it twice. Lose this and that. But the whole reason for doing this was the yellow bit in the limber because it was kind of cool. Don't trust yellow limber. I don't want this board to be fucked. But I also don't want to okay. Other options. Hit it with a big hammer. Say I dropped it. Doesn't work because I'm filming and he's going to see it. Shit. I'm stuck. Glue it, hand sand it. It's got a chunk out of it, and I don't like the chunk out of it. At some point I have to put his name on this as well, so I couldn't cover it because it's not right. Oh, saw it. Ooh. don't know. I'm going to go think about this and I'll be back. And here, kids, is where we reach the limit of this router. That bit ain't gonna spin with that bass in any way, shape or form. Ooh, this is dirty. Yeah, that's not gonna spin. So I guess we are going to take this out. More by luck than judgment. Fucking Christ. Should get a bigger wrench. More by luck than judgment. I have many router options. Now, I have to admit, I've done a shit ton of slab flattening with this router, but I've never done an edge with it. So, I'm pretty sure this is going to be... Well, this is going to be a learning experience for all of us. Christ. Bigger wrench. I've decided... I've made an executive decision looking at the bits I bought at lunchtime that... Like, this has definitely got fucking... Well, this gets bloody hot. And then we reach another problem. When you can't get the fucking router bit off... Like, let's see if we can get you... I've never had a problem undoing a router bit. Ding, 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 ding. Christ, that is locked. And this is where, I mean, like, I spent $252 today on router bits, and then you have to go to the store and buy another router because your bloody thing won't come undone. When in doubt, more leverage. When in even more doubt, throw it in a vice and hang on it. I'm sure it's not what you do, but sometimes you're not. Yep. That got it. Oh, I thought I got it. Christ, that's tight. I think I'm going to be checking the threads on this. So that'll be you. Oh, you're fine. Okay, weirdness. Dink. I hope it bloody... Ha! Ah, fuck. Okay, right. It don't fit through the bloody hole. I told you to only blow the bloody doors off. Right, so... This is becoming a right... Whoops, don't stand on the plug. Pain in my arsehole. Well, shit. The other router base that router comes with does not have a bigger hole on it, so I am I'm not winning right now. I guess yeah, they didn't come with other router bases. Shit. Now I'm in another conundrum, kids. Checks bag again. That hole is not bigger than that. There's nothing else. I keep all of my stuff. I do actually keep all of my stuff in the bags that they come with. Right. I do have, no joke, and I wish I was joking, another router. But it's in my router table, and and it's used for doing other stuff. So I really don't want to take that one out, and it's an even bigger router than these buggers. Although technically these two are the same. Well, these two, the small one and this one, are technically the same. One's battery powered, one's not. Shit. Go buy another router, Dowsett. I don't want to buy another router, I've got enough already. There's one there, there's one here, there's one over there, there's one there, I've got 4. There's a spare one in there in case the CNC decides to stop working. Shit. I don't have a spare base for that one. I may have to order a router base. Okay. I guess Mr. Ford is actually quite lucky that I'm not charging him for the bloody bits. All the all. Alright. Fuck it. We'll go with the original plan. The 1 inch is not going to be big enough. 1 inch off. Always check what you've got. I've now got 2 1 inch, half inch depth bits because I'm an idiot. That's a 3/4, 3/8, it's too small. The 45, although the 45 would look pretty damn funky. The 45 would do it. But that was my kind of like, I wanted a round. Decisions. I do have a 3/8 round over. Right, we're going to try the 3/8 round over. If that don't work, we're going 45. and we'll go opposite corners. So this and then the other side will be 45s, and that'll be for picking it up. Well, that's my excuse anyway. Damn it. God damn. So I guess we will give this a whirl. About there. See if this works. It just chunked more out. But at least the chip's gone now. Right, we're doing 45. If that don't work, I'm putting this through the table, so I'm going to re-glue another bit on it. Isn't woodworking meant to be relaxing? I'm enjoying it, but it's a bit challenging sometimes when the best laid plans of mice and men and all that don't do what you want it to do. If Mr. Ford don't like it, then I will, no joke, remake this board this weekend. Fucking hell. I'm still not sold on the RZ mask, in case anyone's wondering. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but that is a chunky cut and it looks fucking sick. I may want a second pass, I'm not sure. It's got a bit of a bow in it. Let's give that a second pass. Oh, fucking. Oh, it's got a fucking. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Right, excuse the background noise. In case you can't tell, I am fucking digging it. It's a really nice, comfortable, from someone that reviewed climbing holds for over a decade. Nice here, doesn't really infringe upon the cutting space, and if you're turning it over, it's always the same, unless you whatever. So I need to pick it up. Pick it up. No, I'm actually digging that. I'm quite happy with the way that turned out. Good decision, Dowsett. Now it's a excuse me, fucking tea. Oh, double burp. It's a bit dusty in here, so I'm going to pause for a little bit and let the air clear. So I'm going to give it 30 minutes. I'll be back down, and then we'll start sanding. I got a few little gaps to fill after that, which I might do now. No, I'll wait. Health first. But now, yeah, now I'm stoked on this. This is going to be sick. Yeah, it looks a bit... It's got a bit of a bow in it on that side. This side, not at all. But this side's got a bit of a bow. It's going to take a bit of a sand. I need to... When I come back down, I'm going to pull out a straight. But it could just be a trick of the way the wood is. It looks like it's bent because of the colours. But we will figure that out. Let's let the air clear and I'll be back. Righty. Next job is to find some chalk, which normally I have an abundance of. Right. There's a few little cracks. Well, not cracks. That's the wrong term. There's a few joints that need a little bit of glue run into them. Nothing serious, but I do like my boards to be smooth. That's for sure. Realistically, yeah, there to there. Shouldn't take too much to do this. Nice Gmail. At all. So let's get on with getting some glue into these cracks. Oh, Bluetooth connected. Alright, that looks good. Let's go wash this paintbrush out. Now the trick, this is the first pass of just gluing up. The problem is you've got so many different types of wood, it's really hard to actually make a putty with with sawdust and actually fucking do it. So this will do for the first pass, and we'll get this, let it set up for about 30 to 40 minutes. After that, we'll do the other side. So we let this set up for 40 minutes, sand it, flip it over, do the other side, let it set up for 30, 40 minutes, sand it, and then we'll assess where we're at. So, I guess, stay tuned and we'll try and find a different angle as well. Well, that was a fail. So, I'm not sure if I filmed, but the other side is done and sanded, just in case I didn't film, because I think the camera just shut down on me. And I'm just doing this side quickly now. And what I was saying is the reason why I think I have these weird glue joints, one was partially because my saw blade was crap, but that's been replaced now. And two, it's because the $40 thin rip jig that I got off of Amazon, well, let's face it, it's $40 from Amazon, so it's going to be crap. I was saying there's a company called Harvey Industries who make a thing called the RG1 and the RG2, which look like much sturdier. I'll put an image up. Looks like a much sturdier rip jig that would actually be useful on a bandsaw as well. So I did reach out to them to see if they would send me one for review, and I don't mind sending it back to them. But in looking at their website, when I was saying the other day about future shop upgrades, they make table saws as well. And I know I was looking at saw stop, but I think that the Harvey saws, the way they're designed, are going to be really super accurate for cabinet making and doing stuff like this, especially for actually with a crosscut sled. So now they're on my list. I'd actually like to see one and use one, but I don't know anyone that's got one. So I'm pretty sure they're going to top my my list for when I get some money, the table saw upgrade, which would be super cool. The other thing they make is because I was talking about dust extraction as well, they actually make a dual cyclone dust extractor, which is a very low, it's five something foot long, but it's a very low profile, and I dig that. And I saw it when I was looking at the Harvey website the other day. What was really funny is I recognised the machine because I follow a guy on YouTube called Woby Design, and I'll put a link in the description below, who makes furniture and art out of recycled skateboards. It's actually really cool, and he actually did a video and he thought he'd broke the Harvey dust extractor. He had to just do some maintenance on it. So that would be, I think, I've looked at the Laguna Flux one, I think it is, and I think after seeing the Woby Design thing again, when I get money, I think that dust extractor is going to be my extractor of choice, because I don't have super high ceilings, and I think that it will fit in, and it will do exactly what I need. It's got, I think it's 2 6-inch ports step down to 4-inch, which would be super nice, because all I need to do is run a track. The table saw will go with the CNC, as I'm going to get rid of the CNC, and then I can run a track, because one with the flex hose can do joiner and planer, and then the other one will be maybe a flex hose to the bottom of the table saw, and then the only one that doesn't have dust extraction at that point is this. But we'll figure it out, and at some point I'd like to upgrade my bandsaw as well, but this is far into the future. But yeah,
I'll leave some links in the description to what I'm talking about. I'll put images in the video, but I'll leave some links in the description to the Harvey stuff. It looks really interesting. I have to admit, it does look quite interesting. A good tape, like, it's a real toss-up, and you can leave comments. Do I upgrade the dust extraction first, or do I upgrade the table saw? And I'm of the mind, I have dust extraction. It's not great, but it does the job. I'm of the mind I think I need the table saw before the dust extractor, to be honest, because I can wear a mask, and I can turn on the big air circulator down here, or I can just walk away and let it settle like I did earlier. So I'm of the mind, table saw first. Although it's going to be hard to get in unless it comes in bits. Table saw first and then the dust extractor. If I had the money, which I don't, I'd get both at the same time. Could probably save on shipping. That's my thoughts. Leave a comment if you think that I should do the dust extractor before I do the table saw. I would be interested to hear your comments. This one's a little bit of a top up. So yeah, that's the reason why I think I get some splits in my glue joints, is because I need to upgrade to the Harvey RG1 thing. It looks bloody independent suspension. It looks built like a freaking tank. I saw a couple of videos of people with it, but they're like, you know, I think it was a retired dude and someone that's actually a professional woodworker. I think I generally have a slightly different perspective to people like that. And if you remember this channel when it originally started, if you're an OG member, which I don't think I have many OG members anymore, was purely for reviewing climbing holds. So I did, 10, 12 years of reviewing climbing holds and giving my opinion. So, and I've done reviews on cameras and I've done reviews on clothing and stuff. So it'd be nice to flex those muscles and get good quality woodworking products out there a little bit. I think it'll be quite nice. Flex the old review muscles again. Although I did do a review the other night. If you watched it, the one beer review on the Woodpecker's rout-n-mill extra large, which I really dig. I'm glad I invested in that. It's a bit more work than it's a shit ton more work than actually just whacking something through a planer. But I feel it gives a really nice, it gives a good finish with the ultra shear bit that's on the router. It gives a really nice finish. Eventually, it is work, and you do get covered in dust, and you do make dust, but I like it. The bit of manual labour, and the boards come out nice and flat, and I don't get snipe. And that's the reason why people might ask why I use the rout and plane rather than just whacking it, especially not the end grain ones. Something like this. Well, one, this is too wide for my planer. I need to get a belt sander as well. Jesus, the list never stops. The reason, one, this is too wide for my planer, and you're going to get snipe. Even though mine's dialed in really well, you could get snipe. And when you put so much time gluing something, I don't want snipe, and I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'd rather, at some point, buy a decent big sander. And actually, I'm just finishing up glue now. This doesn't really need it. I'm just doing it because I've got glue in my hand. Like, lots of upgrades to be had. Although woodworking is my winter pastime, I am going to continue making boards throughout the summer, maybe with less videos, because summer's train time and whatever else. But during the week, I'm probably going to come down here after work and build more boards and get a stock and see if I can sell some at Christmas. And the boards, apart from the customers I do have, I put a couple on Facebook Marketplace, and there's been one bot and one person that's reached out to me. And yeah, hi, is this available? Yep, it is. And then silence. But then again, my adverts, I did close that. My adverts do say no offers because I work out how much the board costs me to make. So I'm not taking offers on them. If the board's $75, the board's $75. Don't come and haggle at me. And that's me. That's not me not gouging people. That's just the sheer amount of work. Maybe I should start calling them artisanal. Soon if I put that in, it'll be like, oh my god, triple the price. But I think I'm making a good product for a really fair price. But there are people out there with, belt sanders, drum sanders and stuff that can do this cheaper and faster than me. But I think you can see that I do put quite a lot of TLC into these boards. And even, I'm not charging the customer for this. This is just me being fucking anal. It just comes to a point of I want to put out a quality product. If I make less money because it's taken me more time, and this board's taking me more time, this board, if I'm honest, I'm actually in the negative because buying those bits today, I'm in the negative on it. But that's fine. I'm a learning. And it was problem solving because a problem. But if I get better at cutting wood, then I won't have the problems, and then I will actually make some money. And I think, if I'm honest, this board, I think, for the labour, I'm only making about $60. But this is video 5, so yeah. And you can see the amount of time I've put into it. So it's kind of funny. I think I'm making $60, and that's actually because this is an old school friend of mine. I actually halved my hourly rate from a whopping $10 down to $5 because he's a buddy, and I think I was still only making. Actually, I don't even know. I have to look at the spreadsheet, but I'm guessing I'm making nothing. But you live and learn, right? You can't win them all, and I'm happy that my chef buddy, or wannabe chef buddy, is going to have a nice board, and his family can enjoy it, and hopefully it'll last a good long time. But then again, I also told him, if this thing warps because you don't look after it, that's on you. But if this thing breaks, you tell me, you send me a picture, I'll make you another one for free, and I'll send it to you. I stand by my fucking boards. If these shits break, I will send you a new one. It may not be exactly the same, but I will send you a new one. I said that to MP, one of my staff, the other day when I got her board, and she's super happy with it. I'm like, this is how you care for it, this is how you disinfect it. I'm like, this thing bends or breaks, I will make you a new board. I stand by my product. Admittedly, if it's 20 years old, I'm not going to make you a new board. It's 20 years old, fuck's sake. But in the first couple of years, if it goes sideways, I'll definitely make you a new board. It'll cost me money, but... And that's the problem. You make a good product, and this is the final thought before I let this dry for a bit. If you make a good product, it should last a lifetime. If you make a shitty product, it won't last a lifetime. And I'm hoping my product lasts for a lifetime. If you care for it properly, you disinfect it, you don't store it flat on a surface, then it will last a lifetime. And even if it needs resurfacing, just get it back to me and I'll resurface it for you. I'll resand it, I'll refinish it, and I'll give it back to you. No worries. It's like knife sharpening, right? And that's it. And I guess that is the final thought. If you make a good board like this one, which I think is going to be a great board, I think that if it lasts a lifetime, you're kind of fucking yourself out of customers, to be honest, because they're not going to come back because they've got a board that's not broken, that's lasting a lifetime. So you kind of like, it's like a it's a one and done, right? I am being so anal with the just filling up pores now. Yeah, it's just a one and done. And the laugh of it is, with all of this glue, it's going to take me even longer to sand, so I make even less money than I wasn't making already. So fuck it. Do it properly, or don't do it all. Right, I'm out of glue. That is looking damn fine. It's the 45s on this now, with that round over on this yellow. Oh, yeah. This might be the best board I've made. No purple in it, and it's a little bit different colours, but just, I'm digging the 45 and the feel of it now. And I'm digging the dark here with the yellow here, and I'm really digging this colour. When this gets oil on it, I'm really interested to see what happens when this gets oil. I think it's going to stand out. It's going to look beautiful. But we'll figure that one out. Let's get it finished. Right, I'm going to go say hi to the missus who just got home, and I'll be back to do some sanding later. Peace. Oh, I'm sorry. Peace. That was peace. Wrong way round. Yeah. Right. That is the end of Ford Board Part 5. Honestly, this board has more actually episodes than a bloody Star Wars trilogy. Ford Board 6 will be sanding, and sanding goes 80, 120, 150, 180, 220, water pop, 320, and then hand sanding. With these 45s I'm going to hand sand, and these rounds I'm going to hand sand as well. But that is a job, I feel, for tomorrow. I want to let this glue, even though I've just knocked it down a little bit, put some dust in it. Although with the Merkur sander you're not putting any dust in it whatsoever, because I could turn the extraction down, but I generally like a dust-free environment. So it looks like a bit of a mess if you look at it, because there's glue marks everywhere, but that's going to sand out. So I'm going to let this sit overnight, and let the, oh, there's a nice pop of yellow here on the end as well. Oh, every time I look at this I'm like, damn it, I want to keep it. Yeah, it's going to be good. This one's a good one. Yeah, the fucking... Oh. So the 45, I'm still digging this. The radius with the 45 to pick it up. Yeah, I'm digging that. That's really nice. So that mistake, or the problem with the wood, actually made the board better, to be honest. Pain in the ass, and $252 in bits, but fuck it. At least I've got the bits now. So there you go. That's the end of Ford Board 5. Ford Board 6 will be sanding. So expect a sanding video. My plan is to get this done. Today's Friday and it's evening. My plan is to get this... Look at that. Oh, it's clear. My plan is to get this sanded tomorrow. If I'm good, I can get through all of the grits, because it's like a 3-4 hour job. I can get through all the grits and get this into oil and then get it engraved both sides. No, get it sanded, then engrave it, and the engrave is going to be here and on the other opposite corner. I'm not doing it on the edges anymore. Yeah, so sanded, hand sanded, engraved in oil. And it's going to sit in oil for a bit because I really want this to soak in really well. So it'll be in oil for a bit, and then I can package it up and send it. Hopefully Mr. Ford will be happy with it. So that's it. 4x5 done. That's a wrap. That was a tumultuous day. But I think the end product is going to be worth it. So enjoy your Friday night, and I'll see you Saturday morning. Woo! Right. Right. It is, I don't know, like 10 o'clock. 9:57. Bring you down a little bit. Today's plan is to try and have a pretty full pull. This board needs to get sanded, needs to get engraved, and needs to get put in oil. There's another board that I'm doing that's in glue up, and I've just got another order, so I have to get wood cut for that. So we're going to go through the grits on this and get it going. So I've got an old 80 grit on the Merker. 120, 180. So 120, 150, 180, 220, water pop, 320. Right now, because there's glue on the board, let's get these in order. 120, 150, 180, 220, 320. That's my sanding order. I've got a cup of tea. So the Merker's got an old pad on it that's, my headphones are breaking. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start knocking these glue ridges off where we've glued it on both sides. So pencil line to see where I'm working. Get through. Get it flat. It's going to take a few goes, and I'll switch to a new pad, a new 80 pad, which I'll get out now. Storage locker. So rip through on the old 80, switch, new 80, go again a few times. Get this thing done. That's the plan for today. Maybe it'll run into tomorrow, but I'm hoping to get all of the sanding done for this, engraving, and get it in oil for a few days, and then I can ship it. That would be the plan. So let's see. Actually, let's get some music on. We need sanding music. What do we fancy today? Oh, decisions. I think we're going with the Wonder stuff. That's good music. We are going to go with Never Loved Elvis from 1991. Mission Drive, let's go. caught in. There have been complaints from upstairs about my singing. Okay, so this has got water popped. We're sitting at 180, and the reason why you water pop is to raise the grain so you get a smoother surface. This is going to take a little bit more a little bit more hand sanding because you want to catch the edges, but that's fine. It's starting to look good. Oh, my tea's getting cold. So this is actually, I normally charge for 3 hours of sanding. This has only been an hour, but there's reasons why it's 3 hours that I don't film, mainly because of glue up and whatever else. Right, let's go and play this and get this sanded to 180. Right. My tea's cold, and it's lunchtime. I need food. So that's sanded. Yeah, that's really cold. That's done. Next up, laser engrave, and then we're into oil, and then we're done. Well, we're done, but I have to start cutting wood for another board. Right, food. I'm hungry. Okay. Let's do some laser engraving. Sorry, I find out this thing isn't flat anymore. That would suck. Sorry about that. I managed to knock over everything. Ignore this. My bench is completely crooked. Looks good. Fire it. Let's do this. Got your walrus oil. The first coat is just a nice little light coat. Nothing too serious. Okay, got a bit of natural defects. Nice gentle light coat, and we let that soak. We are done. Ford 6 is finished, apart from some oil and some wax, and I'm not going to have you guys sit and watch me oil this, and I'm not going to sit and, you've seen me wax boards, I use walrus wax, so I'll be back down here in about where it's looking 30-45 minutes. Buff it off, well not buff it off, turn it over, give it another whack, rinse and repeat for the next couple of days. So that's the Ford board done. On to another project.